Good morning, everybody. Happy Wednesday. Good morning. I'm Daniel, and this is Morning Tea. This is Wednesday, April 20th, 2011. Hope you guys are having a great week. I am. I've been pretty busy. I saw a really dear friend of mine yesterday for late lunch, which was awesome. So it's good to catch up. I always feel like I talk too much. Do you? Do you ever feel like when you meet with somebody to catch up, you're the one that's doing all the talking? And that's what it felt like. So anyway, let's get started. It says a dynamic choice maker, accepting yourself. There's no such thing as a good person or a bad person. Simply choices and actions that lead us in different directions. There's no such thing as a good person or a bad person. I'm sorry. These are choices and actions that lead us in different directions, and it's through these choices and actions that create our realities. Sometimes we choose or do something that takes us in the opposite direction of the reality we want to create for ourselves. When we do this, we feel bad, uneasy, unhappy, unsure. We might go so far as to label ourselves bad. When a situation like this arises, instead of labeling ourselves, though, we could simply acknowledge that we made a choice that led us down a particular path and then let it go, forgiving ourselves and preparing for our next opportunity to choose and act in ways that support our best intentions. Many of us experienced childhoods in which the words good and bad were used as weapons to control us. You were good if you did what you were told and bad if you didn't. This kind of discipline undermines a person's ability to find their own moral center and to trust and be guided by their own inner self. If you were raised this way, you might find yourself feeling shockwaves of badness when you do something you were taught was wrong, even if now you don't agree that it's bad. Conversely, you might feel good when you do what you learned was right. Notice how this puts you in something of a straitjacket. An important part of our spiritual unfolding requires that we grow beyond what we learned and take responsibility for our own liberation in our own terms. You are a human being with every right to be here, learning and exploring. To label yourself good or bad is to think too small. What you are is a decision maker, and every moment provides you the opportunity to make in the direction of your higher self or in the direction of stagnation or degradation. In the end, only you know the difference. If you feel yourself going into self judgment, try to stop yourself as soon as you can and come back to center. Know that you are not good or bad, you're simply you. Wow, I think out of everything, that's the most important part, right? Know that you are not good or bad, you are simply you. You know, personally, for those of you that don't know the full story, and this is not the full story, of course, I've been clean and sober now, coming on 4 years. June 21st will be my, I get chills when I say that, will be 4 years that I'm clean and sober. And I was involved very heavily in drugs and alcohol for many, many years. Since I started drinking when I was in my teens and started drugs in my 20s. I was very hooked and made a lot of poor decisions because of the drug abuse. I had to learn to forgive myself for that and realize that it was all part of the addiction. Now, I'm responsible and I'm still responsible for a lot of the stuff that a lot of things that I was involved in, I've corrected, and the ones that I haven't been able to, I'm working on that. So I do take responsibility for what I did and I try to correct it. But I don't think of myself as a bad guy. I think I'm a pretty nice guy. I just got involved in an addiction. I have an addiction problem, and that leads me to do wrong choices. Which is why now that I'm clean and sober, when I actually do something that's a bad choice, it's a V8 moment. It's like I should have thought something different. But I use that in other people too. I don't think people around me are good or bad. It's just the choices you make. They're personal choices. You can choose to give a homeless person $1 or not. That's your choice. You can choose to go to church or not. It's you. You can have the salad versus the triple meat bean burrito. It's all choices, and every choice that we make is going to affect the next one and the next one. It's so I'm very cautious, maybe sometimes a little overly cautious about that. I make sure that I don't take a wrong step. And sometimes I've missed out on opportunities because I wasn't willing to take a risk. But we're not good or bad. We're just humans working our way through this journey and deciding on a daily basis what we should do. And it starts from the minimal things like what flavored tea I'm going to have in the morning, to what clothes I'm going to wear, and who I'll meet for lunch, and where we're going to go for lunch. Everything is a choice, and it over time it doesn't become, it loses the structural, the way it sounds. I know it sounds like, oh my god, everything's a choice. No, over time it just evolves. And I've learned over the last 4 years of my recovery to work hard to make the right choices as far as clothes, friends, places to go, things to eat, um, my midnight snack. Everything is a choice, but over time, you do it so often that it just becomes natural. Now, there are things that I still randomly choose and don't turn out the way I expected, but nonetheless, it is Wednesday. Happy Wednesday. I hope you guys have an awesome day. It's a little drizzly here in Laguna Beach today, so it should be a beautiful day. You guys have a wonderful one. Enjoy your tea, enjoy your coffee. Hmm. I just splattered on myself. That was hot. I will talk to you guys tomorrow. Love you guys.